Owensboro Board of Commissioners regular meeting, May the 5th. Thank you all for being here. At this time, we'll have City Clerk Beth Davis to please call the roll.
Commissioner Jeff Sanford.
Here.
Commissioner Sharon Neesmith. Here. Mayor Tom Watson.
Here.
Commissioner Curtis Maglinger.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Bob Glenn.
Here.
Okay. Next item on the agenda is the invocation and the pledge. If you have hats on, please take them off, and please pray with me. Heavenly Father, we come before you with a humble and contrite heart, with a colorblind, merit-based philosophy, knowing full well that you can't undo the past, just live for the future. And where else would you rather be than right here, right now? It is a gift to be trusted to lead, and that is what we must do. We must always shoot for the moon, and if you miss, you're going to still be in the stars. And one of the greatest tragedies in life is that you get too old too soon and wise too late. So we ask for the blessings and for all those who keep us safe, police, fire, public works, all our staff. And may the peace of God, which passes all understanding, let's keep our hearts and minds in the knowledge and the love of God and of His Son, Jesus Christ. And may the blessings of God Almighty be amongst us and remain with us always. Amen. So please stand for the pledge. Who's going to lead us? I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First presentation tonight, something called a cheer team. I'm not really sure what that is. Is that like cheerleaders or something? Burns Middle School cheer team. Attend. That means stand up. And everybody's got to bite that medal like they do on the TV, you know. Burns Middle School recently made history, capturing its first ever national championship at the 2026 UCA National High School Cheerleading Competition in Orlando, Florida. Competing against 17 teams in the junior high non-tumble. What's that mean? You just jump up and down, you don't roll around or anything?
Yeah, that's right.
All right, gotcha. Let's see, where was I? Delivered an outstanding performance, finishing first in both semifinals and finals, and winning their division by an impressive 5.7 points. What was the total you could get? 10?
It's out of 100. We had 91.1.
Okay. This remarkable achievement reflects not only their talent, but also their dedication, teamwork, and school spirit. Their success is a proud moment for Burns Middle School and for the entire Owensboro community. Let's hear it for them. Y'all come on up and turn around. And that way I can pop you in the back of the head if you get out of line. There you go. Now you gotta get me in the picture too. There you go. Great. Good job. Can y'all do like the Rockettes and do that? What?
Give him Mike.
Yep, she's got the mic.
Curtis.
I'll give it to him through here. Can you do like little Rockettes or something like that?
Yeah.
So much.
Oh, there was nothing to read. There wasn't anything to read. Thank you.
Good job. Good job.
I guess you already read it, didn't you?
No, I read this. I didn't read that.
Yeah, I can. Here you go.
It's in English, isn't it?
Yeah. Let's see, City of Owensboro Mayor's Award of Distinction. This is to certify that Burns Middle School cheer team has been awarded this certificate in recognition of outstanding achievement May 7th, 2026. Congratulations.
Now you have to stay for the rest of the meeting. Just kidding.
Be sure to thank your coaches and parents too.
There you go. That'll pass them. Okay, next item on the agenda is a drinking water week. The reps are Tim Lyons, Chris Pointer, Ashton Warren, Dr. Tom Maddox, Brian Harris. Anybody else? I didn't see you hiding over there. Y'all supposed to come up now. Wasn't my fault. You weren't on the list. You know. She's last minute. Come on down there. It's a proclamation by the city of Owensboro. All our employees, all our retirees, and all the citizens, whereas access to safe, clean, and reliable drinking water is essential to the health, well-being, and economic vitality of our community. And whereas the Owensboro Municipal Utilities has proudly served the Owensboro community for over, anybody want to guess? Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. 125 years.
Wow.
That's pretty good. I wasn't even here then. Whereas dedicated water professionals work around the clock to ensure the delivery of safe and dependable water through the maintenance, monitoring, and improvement of critical infrastructure. And whereas American Water Works Association and its members across North America recognize Drinking Water Week as an opportunity to highlight the importance of water, celebrate the professionals who deliver it, and encourage water conservation and stewardship. And whereas the City of Owensboro is committed to supporting efforts that protect our water resources and promote public awareness of the value of safe drinking. Therefore, I, Thomas Hart Watson, Mayor of the City of Owensboro, do proclaim May 3 through 9 as 2026 as Drinking Water Week in Owensboro, Kentucky, and encourage all residents to recognize the essential role of clean drinking water and the importance of protecting this vital resource. Signed and sealed this 5th day of May, 2026. All right. There we go. Now you can slide back in the middle now. Where's my little buddy? Why didn't he come? Yeah. I gotta have somebody else with gray hair here. Thank you.
Thank y'all.
See you too, Dave. All right, brother. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Your lights are going off tonight just for that
I have another proclamation to present to OPD. Who's here on behalf of OPD? Come on, State. Come on up, fellas. How you doing, man? It's getting old. Okay. Proclamation from the City of Owensboro. Whereas the members of the Owensboro Police Department serve this community with professionalism, courage, and dedication, working each day to protect the safety and well-being of our residents. And whereas law enforcement officers play a vital role in strengthening neighborhoods, building community trust, and responding to the challenges that arise in service to others. And whereas National Police Week provides an opportunity to recognize the invaluable contributions of law enforcement officers in Owensboro and across the nation, whereas this observance also honors those who have made the ultimate sacrifice in the line of duty, as well as the families who support them in their service. Whereas May 15th is designated Police Officers Memorial Day, a day set aside to remember and pay tribute to the following officers and their enduring legacy. Therefore, I, Thomas Hart Watson, Mayor of the City of Owensboro, do hereby proclaim May 11th through the 16th as National Police Week in Owensboro, Kentucky, and encourage all citizens to join in honoring the service, sacrifice, and commitment of the men and women of the Owensboro Police Department and law enforcement agencies nationwide. There you go. Welcome. And anybody welcome to speak at the mic if they like. Come on. They got a gun and everything. You afraid to get on the mic? Thanks, Adrian.
Of course, we thank you all for recognizing this, and I think it's really fitting that one of our brand-new officers who's on the street with his training officer right now was able to join us here tonight. He came through our academy, is now starting out his career, and I'm on the twilight side of my career. So I think it's very, very fitting that we're bookmarked on both sides. So thank you all for recognizing that.
Thanks. Okay, next item on the agenda will be consider approval of minutes dated April 21 and April 28, 2026. I'll make a motion to approve. Could I have a second, please?
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Thank you. Item 5B, consider board appointment, Owensboro Historic Preservation Board. Reappoint Aaron Kaiser to a 3-year term effective May 19th, 2026. I'll make a motion to approve this appointment. Could I have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion approved. Item 6B, ordinance, roll call vote. Boss.
Ordinance 8-2026, an ordinance annexing to the city of Owensboro certain unincorporated territory in the county of Davis, adjoining the present boundary line of the city, being property located at the end of Hunters Ridge and Summer Valley Lane, Hunters Ridge subdivision phase 3, containing a total of 55.578 acres, more or less, at the request of Hunters Ridge Estates LLC, read for approval on second reading this 5th day of May 2026.
Thank you. I'll make a motion to approve. Could I have a second?
Second.
City manager, please.
Yes, Mayor, this is second reading of an ordinance annexing approximately 55.5 acres. The property that we're annexing under this ordinance is an expansion of the Hunters Ridge subdivision. The existing homes in that neighborhood are all in the city currently. This is a consensual annexation, so the developer of the subdivision has requested that we annex the property, and then we'll consider a standard annexation incentive later in this meeting.
Thank you. Okay. I'll make a motion to approve. Could I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Sanford,
Yes.
Commissioner Neesmith,
Yes.
Mayor Watson,
Yes.
Commissioner Maglinger,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Glenn.
Yes.
Thank you. Item 6B, please.
Ordinance 9-2026, an ordinance changing the name of Lagoon Lane to Bertolli Way, read for approval on second reading this 5th day of May 2026.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Could I have a second?
Second.
City manager, please.
Yes, last year, Ms. Khan, who now owns Ragu, announced a large investment and expansion of their local facility. As part of that project, the company will use Lagoon Lane for some of their access for truck traffic to their property, in addition to their existing access or entrance on Ragu Drive. Lagoon is immediately east of their property, and it's really the old bypass right-of-way, kind of between Ragu and the RWRA plant back there. The company asked if we would consider renaming Lagoon, so accordingly, this is second reading of an ordinance changing the name of Lagoon Lane to Bertoli Way. Bertoli is one of the lines that they produce here in addition to the main ragu product, so that's why they requested this, and we're happy to accommodate their request based on their large expansion and long-term investment in our community.
Any further discussion? They do. You have something, Bob? No. I thought you raised your hand. They produce 1 million bottles of that Bertelli stuff
Amazing.
a day.
A day? I didn't know
It's
that.
amazing.
It's the best smell in town. It really is. When they vent it, oh, it's
Good.
Okay. Roll call, please.
Mayor Pro Tem Glenn,
yes.
Commissioner Maglinger,
Yes.
Mayor Watson,
Yes.
Commissioner Neesmith,
Yes.
Commissioner Sanford.
Thank you.
Yes.
Approved. Item 7, please.
Municipal Order 15-2026, a municipal order authorizing and directing the mayor to execute a memorandum of agreement with Hunters Ridge Estates LLC, providing for the consensual annexation of unincorporated property located in Davis County at the end of Hunters Ridge and Summer Valley Lane, Hunters Ridge Subdivision Phase 3, containing a total of 55.578 acres, more or less, and further providing that the city shall reimburse Hunters Ridge Estates LLC 100% of the total ad valorem, excluding school tax, net profits, and general fund occupational tax revenues derived from the property over designated 5-year periods. Read for approval on one reading this 5th day of May, 2026.
I'll make a motion to approve. Could I have a second?
Second.
City manager, please.
Yes, sir, Mayor. This municipal order approves our standard annexation incentive for the Hunters Ridge expansion, annexation that you approved just moments ago. This is our standard incentive that we do relatively often for developments like this, which is a 5-year incremental tax rebate to the developer to reimburse for their costs.
Thank you. Any further discussion? We rolling? All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Thank you. Item 7B.
Municipal Order 16-2026, a municipal order approving the 2026-2027 Annual Action Plan for Community Development Block Grant and Home Investment Partnership Funds. Read for approval on one reading this 5th day of May, 2026.
I'll entertain to approve, motion to approve.
So moved.
Thank you. Second, please.
Second.
City manager.
The Citizens Advisory Group on Community Development recently approved the city's 2026-2027 Annual Action Plan, which focuses on addressing affordable housing, neighborhood revitalization, and economic development. It has a targeted emphasis in the Monarch Neighborhood Revitalization Strategy area, where low-income households, aging housing, and cost-burdened housing are significant challenges. Using $566,000 in CDBG funds and $281,000 in federal home funds, the city will continue to support housing rehabilitation, new construction, down payment assistance, commercial facade improvements and infrastructure upgrades, homeownership, and promote long-term community stability. This municipal order approves the 2026-2027 Annual Action Plan as recommended by the Citizens Advisory Group on Community Development and consistent with our past programs in these areas.
Thank you. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed. Motion carries. Thank you. Item 7C, please.
Municipal Order 17-2026, a municipal order approving the Community Catalyst Grant Programs targeted for the Monarch Neighborhood Revitalization Strategy area with the potential to expand to other eligible areas. Read for approval on one reading this 5th day of May, 2026.
Thank you. I'll make a motion to approve. Could I have a second, please?
Second.
City manager.
Yes, in addition to the various federally funded programs included in the Annual Action Plan, which you just approved, for the last several years, we've supplemented and enhanced those options by offering locally funded programs we call Community Catalyst Grants. These grants have been used to improve the condition of housing in the strategic areas like Monarch and previously in the Northwest and others in which we are operating. This municipal order approves continuing those Community Catalyst Grants in the Monarch area. Relatedly, the budget meeting last week, there was discussion about expanding some of these Community Catalyst Grants beyond the target area. This MO, or municipal order, allows the programs to be expanded outside of that target area if and when you choose to provide funding to do so. So essentially, it will provide the regulatory approval to expand the programs, but no funding is attached at this time. So if you'd like to expand those in the future, we just have to go back and appropriate funds through a subsequent budget amendment for that purpose.
Okey dokey. Any other discussion? Commissioner Sanford?
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to say on this, I think this is, we all know there's a shortage of housing, and it's nationwide. And I think something like this and taking it citywide is a very good idea. And I appreciate you putting that on there, Nate, and all the other, I think everybody's kind of on the same page. But, you know, rehab housing, taking houses that are already there and letting the entrepreneurs go out and redo these houses. And most of the houses that get redone are generally for first-time home buyers and low-income families. And what's so cool about that is the stabilization of children that live in a decent house is very, very important to our community. So I think this is wonderful, and there's so many properties that we see around our city that are blighted that need help. And there's people out there who'll do these things, and it's a pride for the neighborhoods that they're in, because once one house gets fixed up, other people in the neighborhood start to fix their houses up, even if they're not in the program. They may start taking care of the outside a little bit and landscaping or doing whatever, but I think this is a no-brainer, and it's a way for us to help close the gap on the shortage of housing, and I think it's a great idea. That's all, Mayor. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Item 7D, please.
Municipal Order 18-2026, a municipal order authorizing and directing the mayor to execute an application for an Office of Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention fiscal year 25 opioid affected youth initiative program grant through the U.S. Department of Justice in the amount of $750,000, and authorizing and directing the funds to be dispersed to Volunteers of America Mid-States, Inc., and authorizing and directing the mayor to execute an agreement with Volunteers of America Mid-States, Inc. concerning the funds. Read for approval on one reading this 5th day of May, 2026.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve this. Could I have a second, please?
Second.
City manager, please.
Yes, Mayor, this municipal order approves a grant application on behalf of Freedom House Owensboro, which is the Volunteers of America, or VOA facility, soon to open on Frederick Street, there at the old Browning Furniture area. The application is for up to $750,000 over 3 years to serve approximately 105 youth and 55 families, including pregnant and postpartum women, by delivering coordinated prevention, intervention, and treatment services for those impacted by opioid and other substance abuse disorders across our community. The city is merely a pass-through grant, or merely a pass-through for this grant application, and so as such, we have no obligation or commitment. So these are not local dollars. They are federal grant dollars that we're applying for. They're not eligible to apply directly, so we do this fairly often where we'll apply for agencies on their behalf and just act as a facilitator or pass-through for the funds.
I went to one of those meetings in Louisville, and to listen to this young lady who was with child and no husband and trying to get off drugs, it was very impactful, I'll tell you that. So these VOA folks they're good folks. So, okay. Any other discussion?
I've got one question for our city manager. So how many families or do we have any idea how many units or how many clients will be served by this facility?
Commissioner, just what I read in my comments, and I actually just lost the document. I think it was 105 is what it was referenced in the grant application.
Okay. And just for the public, because I've had a lot of people email and text me about this, does this violate our moratorium on group homes?
No, sir, it does not. This was started well before the moratorium was put in place. So it is opening now. So construction started, 18 to 24 months ago probably. Yeah. And that moratorium, I think, was put in place in November. So they were well in advance of the moratorium.
All right. Thank you both. Thank you, Mayor.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
So the grant, we still don't have an idea whether it's going to be approved or not. So we're competing with other communities for these dollars, right?
That's correct. This is a grant application.
Okay, all right. I want to make sure I understood. Thank you.
You got a know somebody in the grant business.
Let's see if I can, maybe I'll offer them a free hotel room.
Okay, any other comments? Hearing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. City manager items? You want me to read these, or you gonna?
No, sir, I will happy
Somebody's
to do
little
that.
toy not working right
No,
tonight.
computer's a little slow today, unfortunately. Yes, so first we have the following personnel appointments. For a new hire, Trayson Campbell, a probationary full-time, non-civil service appointment to firefighter with the fire department effective May 18th. There is a note there with various contingencies, but Trayson has subsequently passed all of his pre-employment screening, so that is no longer a qualified appointment. Probationary full-time, non-civil service promotional appointments of Stephen Casey and Chad Gilbert as sergeants with the police department effective May 17th. And regular full-time, non-civil service appointments of Stetson Brown as maintenance equipment operator with the street department effective May 4th. Scott Johnson, firefighter with the fire department effective May 8th. And Jared Gray, road worker with the street department effective May 17th.
Thank you. I'll make a motion to approve. Could I have a second, please?
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. City manager comments?
Just one, in addition to the various acknowledgments earlier, this is also Professional Municipal Clerks Week, so I'd like to take a second to briefly acknowledge Beth Davis and her efforts. And her leadership is important and underappreciated, so I just wanted to acknowledge her, Mayor. That's it.
Would you like to say something to the folks?
No, thank you. I already have.
You already did. Yeah, she's the boss. Okay. Where are we? Am I voting?
No, sir.
Number 9, communication from elected officials. Commissioner Sanford?
Just very broadly, it's graduation season, so I just wanted to kind of say congratulations to all the people graduating from colleges and high school and middle school, grade school, and congratulations to all the parents that all the hard work getting these kids through school, getting all the bills paid and running them around and doing all the things you got to do to get these kiddos brought up and get them to all their practices and bands and all the dance teams, cheerleading, and all the things I might do. But it's something to be proud of, is raising kids and getting them in the right spots. That's it, Mayor.
Thank you. Commissioner Glenn?
Just 2 items. There have been a number of complaints from citizens at neighborhood alliances about people speeding down streets, specifically Nina Drive in the Bon Harbor neighborhood and Martin Way at Audubon Acres. I would just say there's not much we can do in terms of signage because we have the uniform traffic control. But I would say that you should think about your own family and children and slow down to whatever the speed limit is. The other is it's Mother's Day this weekend, and I think each and every one of us should take a moment to, if our mothers are still alive, make sure we honor them. If you had somebody that fulfilled that role as you grew up, recognize them. There are too many young people who do not have responsible parents in the home. And so when a mom stands up or a grandma stands up and raises a child, they do incredible work. So Mother's Day is such a special day. Be sure to celebrate it. And if your mother has passed, as mine has, just take time to remember all the good she did in your life and all the good she did in everyone else's life. And that's it.
Mine was awful good at whipping me with that daggone switch.
Was it a willow tree?
It was a willow tree, man. That thing had a whip on it. And I'd say to my wife, Barbara, great mother, and we'll make sure she has a good Mother's Day. Kurt Maglinger.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mayor. I want to wish everyone a happy Mother's Day, and my mother also. And I think we've got barbecue and barrels this weekend, so I want to say a special thank you to all of our public works, our special event team, and first responders. Everybody have a great time this weekend. Thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome.
My turn?
Your turn.
Well, that's why I wore the barbecue and barrels shirt. There is a lot of things that are going on this weekend, and but there's some new things. Obviously, the backyard cooks are coming back, and there's going to be probably at least, I'm going to use 50 plus. And if you haven't gone that's on Saturday morning around 10 o'clock. And these families come in from like Louisiana, other places, of course, locally a lot, and I've had anything from smoked bologna to venison to just amazing foods, and it's also fun because of the just the family atmosphere that happens. So that's one of the and that again, keep that in mind. Saturday morning, 10 o'clock. It is usually when it starts, and it runs for a couple of hours into the afternoon. Also, the backyard cooks are moving just a little bit. They're still going to be on 2nd Street, and they're going to go let's see, I gotta get my streets right. The Locust between the Convention Center and the Hampton Inn. They're going to go down that street and around the back to the back side of the hotel. So it's just a little bit different, but it'll give you another vision to go down to do that. The other thing that is different this year, we've always had arts and crafts. It's hard to get artists to want to come down to the river because they're going to have to, I've seen them have to catch things as it blows off their displays and that type thing. The Convention Center has sponsored an event that is similar to what they do in the fall, Craft Kentucky. So arts and crafts vendors will be in the Convention Center. It is free admission, and I'm just going to use a number of 50 plus, maybe 60 plus different people. So please go in there, and so they'll encourage them to come back. The half pot is still going on. That is a raffle, and a lot of people. We're obviously not. We're not even close to the competition for our neighbors across the river. However, that half pot, I just want people to know that is also used for other nonprofit items. We are partnering up with the Owensboro Museum of Science and History, and they'll be selling in front of their booth, and then there'll be several booths down through there. And then the other nice thing about it is if you actually have the winning ticket, you get half of what that money is. And I know the first year we did it, I don't have the dollars in front of me, and I don't see Tim where he can go flash me how much that is. But if you want to support a good cause and some good causes, and also maybe have a chance of winning, somewhere between $5,000 up. The last time that I know it was given out, it was like $7,000 for the winner. So there's just lots of things going on, but don't forget the main thing is, yes, we don't have the big pits anymore, unfortunately, but that doesn't mean we don't have the same food. Those church teams that are still participating, they cook the food back at the parish because they've already got those pits set up, and they bring that same food down, and they actually literally sell out of it, and it's amazing how much. So please support them. And is it going to rain on Barbecue Festival? Of course. It's supposed to, isn't it? I mean, that's what we do. However, according right now, it's not going to rain out anything. So please come down and support it and just walk around. Lots of entertainment. There is a Chase Matthews that is the entertainment in front of on Saturday night with the in front of the Convention Center. I learn new things as I get older. So I've always heard about a mosh pit. But what I haven't heard is that you can pay for this particular mosh pit. It's $25 a person. You get to stand up right in front of the stage for whatever the 2 or 3 hours, and for your $25. And they sold out like right away, like 400 tickets already. So obviously Chase Matthews is someone that's going to be great. So just doing that because it is a tradition. Yes, things had to change, but at least I just appreciate all the community and all the volunteers that still help make that happen. And then I'm sorry, I'm a little wordy tonight, but it's just different. I also made the opportunity to go see the soft opening of Maui's, the theme park that's taking place out at Town Square Mall, the old mall. And when I walked in, I was just amazed. You're not expecting it. Of course, you go in there thinking you're going to see, J.C. Penney's and Macy's, that type thing. But you go in there and it's this huge area. This was a late Saturday, probably late Sunday afternoon, and there was probably, I'm going to estimate around 200 people in there. Lots of moms and dads, but probably 150 kids, and it was amazing the different ages. And of course, this is their soft opening, they're gonna keep adding to some things. I was just impressed by not only just the quality of everything that's there, you've got, but just the fun on the faces, like if you were like 7 or 8 years old and you wanted to learn how to ride a motorcycle, you could sit on this motorcycle and you had the road in front of you. And if you all have kids, you all know what I'm talking about. And they were literally just having a ball. One of the kids I watched, they were in like a square tube, and then they had a tube that would push up these, I call them sponge balls. And the whole purpose was push them up because they're going to fall back down on your head. And the whole goal was you stood over and picked them up and stuffed them back in there as fast as you could. Talked to a lot of families, Evansville, Henderson, already very excited that we were doing this. So it was just fun. It was fun to see all the families there and the kids, and the opportunity for to have something indoors that we could offer. So big thanks to everybody that made that happen, and the Hatton family that has done this. They're out of Lexington, the brothers are. So just had to give a shout out there because it was fun. And no, I didn't ride anything. I did want to drive the go-karts, but I don't know. I have a lead foot, so I didn't want to get in trouble. And they do have a couple of different golf courses, so I think I can manage the mini golf course. So just encourage everybody to give it a try and watch for specials and things when they do open up. I'm through. Sorry, it was great. I can't help it. I was excited. It was fun. It was different, and
Well, that's
it was a
fine.
great weekend.
I was out there when they very first cleared it out to be what it was gonna be, and I was amazed at how big the place is.
I know. It just takes your.
It's unreal
amazing.
how big that mall is, and Tony Yeager is kind of heading that up, and it is gonna close the spot where everybody says, that age group doesn't have any place to do, anything to do, or places to go. So it's pretty impressive. My turn?
Your turn.
Okay. Next item on the agenda is open public forum. Members of the audience may address the Board of Commissioners on any matter of public concern that was not on the agenda. Comments are limited to issues within the scope and responsibility of the commission. Commission meetings are held to conduct city business for the benefit of Owensboro citizens and taxpayers. The meetings are not intended to serve as a public forums for candidates who are campaigning for political office. Political candidates will not be allowed to use the commission meeting to promote his or her candidacy for public office. This time, anyone who wishes to address the city commission, please make their way to the podium to be recognized. Speakers must state their name and their accurate address for the clerk's record, and limit their remarks to 3 minutes or less. Since the item is not on the agenda, no response is required from the staff or the Board of Commissioners. The mayor reserves the right to extend the time of the speaker. So, anybody want to speak? I knew you was here for something.
Yep. Well, my name is Charles Bongiovanni. I reside at 2403 Biddle Road. Not originally from Owensboro, Kentucky. We moved here in the mid-90s from a big city, Los Angeles. Okay. I understand how cities change. Owensboro has changed a great deal since the mid-90s, as I'm sure all of you can agree. My presence here is because I'm seeing things happen in the city that perhaps you all don't see, at least in my neighborhood. Things aren't getting better. Although I have nothing but praise for the OPD. Most officers I spoke to are very good people. I have prior law enforcement with the Los Angeles Police Department. So I see good cops. They're good police officers for the most part. Doesn't mean that there's not room for improvement. And in my particular area, I live on a corner house, and my Ring camera points out at that stop sign. And I monitor it. I'm a truck driver, 35 years. I watch it routinely, and 90% of the people don't even stop for the stop sign. They just run right through it. Not even forget the speeding, because most of the people up and down that road do nothing less than 45, 50, some even 60 plus, believe it or not. Nor there's a Kentucky revised statute about noise that's not supposed to be, I don't have the exact statute, but I looked it up, that there's people with modified mufflers, and I mean not just mufflers, but music, okay? My house is a fairly large, flat house, and we have people that go by our house where it is actually so loud that my windows in the back of my home are shaking. So there obviously needs to be more enforcement by the police department on noise ordinance. That's right off the bat. But the reason why I came here for is littering. Now we have, in our area, we have quite a bit of people that are out and about walking the neighborhood, and that's great. Trying to lose weight, trying to get healthy. I applaud them. No questions asked. I have cameras 360 around my house. My kids think I'm a little bit paranoid. I don't care. I like to know what's going on at my house at all times. I see people routinely toss garbage into my yard, okay? I go almost every day to pick up garbage in my yard, okay? I spoke to a couple of the commissioners here. I'm requesting the city, because it is a bit of an expense, and I don't believe I should be responsible for flipping the bill on this. I got the pictures, but I didn't send them to some of the commissioners. I said, I will get them to you. But I think the city should give these people a chance to throw their trash away the right way, with not just a plastic trash can, but like a park trash can. Since I probably get 100 people a day, no kidding. I haven't counted them, but it's quite a bit of foot traffic up and down Ellis. Just put one out. I'll show you the pictures, the commissioners that I spoke to. Just I'll empty it. I don't mind emptying the trash. The city doesn't have to service it. But get one of those sturdy park trash cans that's like concrete, so nobody can mess with it, and I'll empty it. I don't have a problem. But it's quite a nuisance. In fact, the gentleman across on Ella's side picked up 2 trash cans full of trash. And I heard rumors, I don't know, I looked at my cameras, I didn't see anything, but there was some homeless person that the police chased out of there sleeping in the brush. I like the brush because it gives us kind of a little bit of a privacy from my neighbor, so I'm not saying anything about that. But he took it on his behalf to kind of clean up. So we're trying to clean up the neighborhood, but we need the city's help. The signage and trash can would be a great deal. But we also need law enforcement. I'm trying to get with the city and get the proper people's signatures to move my fence, which was when the original owners or the owners prior to me built the fence, they left an easement open. Now that easement is no longer valid, it's not being used. So I'm trying to get my fence back there because we had an issue with a lot of rentals in the area, literally next door to me, was running drugs, okay? Being a former police officer, I understand. I see the symptoms. I know what it's about. That easement back there was like a walk-up window for drug dealers. See a guy go out with a backpack, 20 minutes later he turns around and comes back. See a guy come over here, come out. Drugs, being from Los Angeles, I understand what drugs do to a community. You want rot, you do not want Owensboro to become Los Angeles. We love Owensboro. We consider this our home. But it's like I spoke to one of them, it's the broken window theory. You've got to nip it in the bud. So
Thank you for your comments.
I'm sorry?
Thank you for your
Oh,
comments.
no problem. Thank you for your time.
You're feeling generous on the time today, I see. I love to see that myself. Everyone should know me, but I'll do it anyway. Glenda Wright, 711 Jed Place, Owensboro, Kentucky, 42301. I will start with a positive today. I would like to give recognition to Owensboro Parks and Recs for their free yoga and Tai Chi. I was really excited to see that come across my Facebook personally. I do private yoga, or I do private boxing and powerlifting, and so I'm really into Tai Chi, and so I'm excited to see that I can kind of do that without having to come out of my pocket. So I'll start there, and then I'd like to move on. Unfortunately, I was in Alaska, so I missed the surprise budget meeting. I do tend to come to every meeting. So I would like to cover a few things that were not on this agenda, but that was covered at the budget meeting. I was surprised to hear about the covered shelters. I know that Harley Metcalf went out and did a video whenever it was wintertime, and the conditions were atrocious. And I had people reach out whenever I was on the Human Relations Commission and say that due to the lack of the city clearing the areas and there being very limited cover shelters, that they couldn't physically do it with their disabilities because they weren't covered off. So I would love to see the city put covered shelters at a majority of the stops. I think that's what's appropriate. I think if we have $1.5 million for an outdoor pickleball court, which I only personally know rich people like my friends who play that, but you know, we could cover, from my estimations, from that $10,000 figure that was given out, 150 covered shelters. That's the pickleball courts could have got us 150 covered shelters. So I would like to see the city start prioritizing some of our most vulnerable. Not everyone's as blessed as me to move about their life. The other thing I'd like to cover is I noticed that we are only giving money to the corporate nonprofits in town. I did not hear anything about giving money to Breaking the Cycle, which is a local nonprofit. I didn't hear anything about giving money to Borrowed Hearts, which I personally love because I was a foster youth in Owensboro, Kentucky, and I know there's a big need for a lot of different things here. So once again, I would like the city to consider maybe giving the $20,000 that you all are going to give to Owensboro Times to maybe some of our local nonprofits so that they can continue to do the good work and not just the corporate nonprofits that exist, two specifically that were named as being the only entities receiving city money. And then the last thing I'd like to do is I would like to request the city to consider doing a 1-year-long task force centered on homeless, and I would love to run it with my education. Everyone was really confused about what solutions were out there, even though I came 2 weeks ago and read off a bunch of solutions that we could do. So if the city is unavailable to take an in-depth look, I know I've reached out to about 10 other higher level people in Owensboro that would be willing to give their time for free as well to really focus in on the homeless issue. So I didn't receive any emails from any commissioner upon my request to, give that out for free. So I'm hoping with a public call out and me saying I would love a task force that you all will seriously consider that, because a lot of Owensboroians have commented on a lot of public spectrums on social media saying homelessness is their #1 concern. So I would hope that the city would start taking those concerns seriously.
Anyone else? Okay. Well, I'll make a motion to adjourn. Could I have a second, please?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned. Thanks, staff, for being here.